trembling all around. Red mutami rising with a cry. Silent shadows crossing in the sky. Zarks hunting in their ancient form. No retreat, no fear in their eyes. This is war painted red in disguise. Fly, Zarks fly, carpet heavens wide. Red against blue. Fly through the sky, but mutant rise, no questions why. Kratos' wrath, no place to hide. Robot world on a wild ride. Stillness lurking, shadows deep. Guardians in the night, they creep. Blue blades flash ready to strike, but Kratos' roar ignites the fight. Where the lines are never clean, power fuels the firestorm. Red mutants forever sworn. never clean. Power fuels the firestorm, red mutants forever sworn. Circuitry clutching fury tight, a monster's force in the red night. No surrender, no retreat, robot world feeling the heat. Circuitry clenched and fury tight, a monstrous force in the red night. No surrender, no retreat, robot world feeling the heat. Electric rage, powers explode, Rados engines overload. Wires blending, twisted fate, chaos reigns, it's getting late.